Hello, guys. We are glad you're here.
Hey,
Today
Al,
we
how's it
have
going?
today we have something special going on. This is going to be the relaunch, the grand opening. Come one, come all. You can't miss it. We're breaking out the new stuff. Today, live on this channel here, you have the wonderful, the great Aaron. He's one of our special guests. And we also have Mary, Money Coach Mary RN, and you have myself. We are going to bring you this live event. And what we're doing is we're kicking off something new, something different. Now, for you guys that have been watching the channel, it used to be called the Real Talk at the Round Table. And William was with us for over a year. Uh, he did step down on his own choice. When he did, we brought in Mary, and we changed the name. New host. Might as well change the name, right? And we changed it to Breaking Chains, Taking Names. With that being said, we had it for a little bit, but then we have to get a relaunch. We have to make it big. So we're going to do a few things different, and we're going to be talking about those today. But before we get into that, Aaron, I know you're excited about the new changes.
You betcha. Give it to us, David.
Now, one of the biggest things is, you know, when we connect and when we have those connections, great things happen. So today we're going to be talking about some of those connections because we're going to do moving to a lot of connections. Now, this whole entire channel is all about personal development. That's the whole purpose. But how do we get that personal development? It's those connections. It's finding the right special guests that can connect with you, that can open up those transformations. And that's the biggest part. So there's going to be some great things we're doing. We're going to have, it used to be 30 minutes of us just talking. Then we open it up to everybody inside YouTube. We're doing it different this time. So one of the things that we're going to do different is we want engagement constantly throughout. As of a few seconds ago, we had 6 people. Um, and so what we do is we want you to be interactive. If you ever have a question, you have a comment, you have something you want to say, bring it. We want that. Second thing is, um, we're going to be launching something really big, really huge, and we're going to bring that up a little bit later. But first of all, let's get talking a little bit about how important connections are and what happens when we connect.
That is so important, David, because when you have those connections, you want to do business with somebody that you know, like, and trust. The easiest way to do that is to make those connections with people, make those one-on-one connections that leads to the transformation.
That's right. And one of the greatest things is, and I know Aaron's going to love this, sometimes the connections we have when we're talking to somebody, you know, I didn't think of that way. And the transformations we get just from random people.
You bet. And that happens a lot when we all connect and when we connect with other people in the network or whatever we're doing, things that uh, different nuggets that we hear from different people can be such great connections. And who knows, they can also be from something that we say that they can get a connection with, right?
That is so true, Aaron. It is that connection that allows us to go deeper and to pick up on those little bitty things. Coming to something like this with a servant heart, we're coming to know who we can help as coaches. It's not about us. We all want clients because we all have businesses. But when we come with a servant heart and we find out what is best for the person, that's when we create that know, like, and trust factor that people like and trust and know.
Mhm.
That's right. And, I like, Mary, how you brought in the know, like, and trust, because that is the biggest key.
Mhm.
And on average, have you ever watched a show and in that same show, you see the same commercial within that hour and a half, 2 hour show or hour show, whatever it is? In that same show, you see the same exact commercial
Mhm.
5 times, 8 times. Why is that? Why do they show so many of the same commercial? Because it's that know, like, and trust. They have to flood it into your mind. So when you go to the grocery store and you see whatever that is, or when you're out in the world and you see whatever that was, that's right. I remember that from somewhere. You may not remember where you've
Mhm.
seen it. And they always make those corny ads, the stupid ones, because
Where's the
those
beef?
stick, you know? They really stick in your mind. Because the whole purpose in marketing, there is no bad news. It's what is it going to get to stick in your head longer and faster? That's the
Mhm.
no trust, the no thing. Getting it in their mind. So just being there, being present. Sometimes when we're there in the back seat, you're unknown. People don't know you. And, I was playing a game and people are, hey, I made it to level 20, level 24, I made it to 20 million, all that kind of stuff. And I wasn't getting I wasn't being recognized. I was kind of like in the background. I was one of the leaders, but I was growing in levels and people weren't even noticing it. And then all of a sudden there was a battle going on and I was fighting and they were like, Dean, I need you on my team. I did not realize how powerful you were. All of a sudden I was like 35 million and I was level 28. And they're like, where did that come from? Nobody was recognizing me throughout the levels that I was going, but all of a sudden I was there and it's like, whoa, I need you. Sometimes those people in the background, they always say you got to be careful of the quiet ones. The ones in the front, they're getting noticed. They're getting out there. People are getting to know
Mhm.
them. The
Mhm.
ones in the background are preparing to be noticed. However, don't prepare too long because you may get left behind. Some businesses closed because they stuck in one area and then they never changed. Life changes. We need to change.
True. Everything's an evolution. If you don't evolve with the changes in your business or in your personal life, you get stuck and then you go nowhere.
Mhm.
And how do you reach your goals going nowhere?
That's right.
Exactly. And as you saying, it almost sounds like getting ready to get ready,
Hmm.
getting ready to get ready,
Correct.
getting ready to get ready.
Hmm.
So brings you right back to what you said in the beginning, David. Connection. Connect yourself with people that can help you grow, can get you out of that area that we feel stuck,
Mhm.
right? Yeah, good, good
Always be
call
the
there.
dumbest person in the room.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's funny you say that, Mary, because I learned a trick a long time ago. I worked my way all the way up and I became the operations manager of a security company. I controlled the whole entire district. I was the big dog. But before I made it there, one position down, I was the operations supervisor. And the district manager taught me, well, at the time, he was a sales manager. And he taught me a little trick. My first business meeting, or not business meeting, expense where I went out, I traveled expense. And you're allowed so much for lunch, dinner, breakfast, all that kind of stuff. You get a certain allowance. And I was supposed to be there for a whole week. I was being the dummy, getting trained on the site. Then I was going to fire the site supervisor and retrain new people. Now, if you were working the site, you should have known this was coming because I was a person in this certain site. You also had to be EMT certified.
Mm.
I was security here, but I was not EMT certified. So you had to have known something was getting ready to happen, because how did a security person get in here that's not EMT? But they didn't catch on. And so for a while I was training people, and while I was being trained, I was interviewing at my hotel room. Well, anyhow, my second day, my boss calls me up and says, "So how are you on your budget, your spending budget?" I was like, "Oh, I did real good. I went to Walmart and I only spent this much, and so I mean, I've got a lot of money." He's like, "Oh man, don't do that. You're allowed this much for breakfast, this much for lunch, this much for dinner." I'll tell you, I started having steak every night. It was wonderful. I met my budget. I went back and they were like, the guy that does all the actual operations manager, he's like, "Man, you're an expensive person." I was within budget, but I was right at the end. But my guy taught me, if you play dumb, you can get more. You
Mhm.
always have the dumb card once. "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize." Forgiveness is easier than permission. So I carried that even through later on. Now, it was funny because when I got promoted and he got promoted and all that kind of stuff, he said, "Now the tricks I taught you can't use against me." You say, "What?" Uh, Oops. I'm sorry. I didn't know that. But I still played him like you wouldn't believe. You can't train somebody something and tell them not to use it on them, right?
Right.
But anyhow, I use that same trick even in today. Now, for those that know me, I love going to the grocery store and slapping watermelons. Now, I know you don't slap a watermelon to figure out if it's ripe or not. You knock on it, you feel if it's hot, you got to hear if it's hollow. You can't hear it if you're slapping it. So, that is the biggest key right there. The tricks we learn carry on, and those come through connections. Today, our topic is we're doing the re-grand opening. So today we're talking about connections and how powerful connections transformation is. And we're also going to be bringing something new here. In a little bit, we're going to be launching something great and new that you will want to be part of. This is going to be helping your business out. So you definitely want your business being launched here as well. So that's coming. So with that in mind, for you guys, um, the tricks we learn and applying them even in today, but modifying it to be for today's time. How powerful is that?
Yeah. Well, I was reading something the other day, don't broadcast what you're doing. Keep it all under wraps until you bring it out. And
Mm.
then boom, David, you kind of did that with that, your climb up the ladder. You kind of kept it under wraps and or in your game. You're like, they didn't know what you were doing, but you're making waves invisibly.
Mhm. Yep.
And instead of broadcasting your stuff all over the place, keep it private until the right time.
Yep. And I'm just gonna brag real quick. For those out there, you're gonna want to pay attention because there's somebody that's in this room right now that is one of those people that is being developed as we speak and is going to be so powerful because they're already a powerful coach. But not many people know, but the ones that do are blessed. And when all of a sudden it's like, here I am, you're going to be like, "Oh, where did he come from?" So, and we've got right now um 6 people that's currently in the room, plus we got 3 here, so we've got 9 people. So who am I talking about?
Throw that up in the
Who are you
chat, y'all.
talking about?
We've got 9 people, and I only know about, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only know about 6 people in the room. So out of the 6, who am I talking about? Can you take your guess? Now, one of the things that we're going to do is I want to throw out something special. So y'all want to catch on to this. Right now, currently on the channel, we have 145 subscribers. We have something special for the first 1,000 subscribers. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be launching a directory. And this is going to be a directory when people are struggling. Okay, so before I say that, as coaches, most of the people on this channel are coaches. There's a lot of people that aren't, but a lot of people are coaches. Okay. For instance, you have 3 coaches right here. Aaron's a coach, Mary's a coach, I'm a coach. Who I help, Mary and Aaron cannot help. Who Mary helps, me and Aaron can't help. Who Aaron helps, me and Mary can't help. Okay? We all have special gifts. So just because you're a coach, don't mean, hey, look, I'm a coach. Yeah? What kind of coach? What's your specialty? Mary's an RN. She shocks your finances in order. Who else can do that?
That's what I do.
You know, she has a knack of doing it. Now, all 3 of us are financial coaches. But out of the 3 of us, which one shocks your finances back in? You know, we all have those special traits. So just because there's 1,000 coaches on the directory doesn't mean there's only one coach that's going to be getting all the business. Because the thing is I need a coach in this field. So let me find a coach with that. For instance, I don't know if this person is here. I know they will be listening to it, but I know a coach that is very good with farmers. Farmers is one field I've tried to get into. Matter of fact, I was at a convention, there was tons of farmers there. And I couldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. They weren't having it. Now I was very go get them. I was in their face talking to them. I was there. They weren't having it. I couldn't relate to them. But there's a coach that does. Okay? We all have our special gifts. And nobody else can touch that special gift. So the power of this directory is that, you know, I really need a coach that can help me with taxes, that has been in debt over more than $10,000, because I'm thinking about going to one of those tax reliefs. It has to be over 10,000. So I need somebody that knows about that. Not a coach that can just, oh yeah, I can help you get out of debt. No, I need a coach that's been through the tax garbage and can help me out. Oh, there's a coach right here that can do it. Good, let me get a hold of him. You know, I'm in Hawaii. People just don't understand how we do things over there. I need a coach that understands Hawaii. You know, understands the native, understands how to surf. Because, you know, 90% of my life is surfing. I need to know a coach that understands me. You know, I work in the ER. And these patients that come in here are fools. If half of them had common sense, they wouldn't be in here. I want a coach that can relate with me. You know?
Famous last words after, hey, hold my beer, and you wake up and you see the ER nurse.
Right? So the thing is this directory is going to point people to you that you specialize in. Now, yes, a lot of coaches that we are connected with. I'm actually with ICF, with Ramsey, and with 2 others. So there's a lot of coaches. But the thing is a lot of the coaches here are Ramsey coaches. So they're all financial coaches. So what are you going to do? Have a directory of 800 financial coaches? How is that going to help me? You're right. We have 800 financial coaches. But let me ask you a question. In the Ramsey network, before they discontinued the preferred status, there was a point that we had over 2,000 financial coaches. Do you think we lacked business? There is plenty out there. They just need your specialty. Yes, you're a financial coach, but what is your specialty?
My husband and I had that discussion. He's like, because he hears me on the phone, talking and sharing with other coaches, and he's like, "Why do you coaches all share your stuff?" I'm like, "Oh, honey, let me break this down for you. How many people are in the world?" And he looked at me. I'm like, well, round number 7 billion. I said, "And how many of those people have financial troubles?" And he again looked at me. I'm like, round numbers, a couple billion. I said, "And how many people do what I do?" A handful. There's no competition. There's enough to go around. There's enough people to serve. And he was like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, what number that you just said, Mary? Aaron, can you handle 7 billion clients?
No way.
Would you want to?
So the
Not
thing
enough
is
time in
we
a day.
need, yeah,
Right.
we need other coaches, right?
Mhm.
We all help each other. Matter of fact, so many of us are connected with each other. We help each other out. Matter of fact, there was one, and I used the case of a person that had financial difficulties with the IRS. I had a client like that. I contacted the coach that I know that is a retired IRS agent, and that's what they do. At the time, they were a preferred coach, and they are also a retired IRS agent that handles taxes. They still have the inside secrets. They still talk to people on the inside. So I brought my client to them. They talked. They were able to handle that side, and I handled them as far as the financial end. So they took care of their taxes and then gave them back to me. As far as coaches, we do that all the time. If I have something that Mary's better at than me, I will pass him to Mary, and when she's done, she'll pass him back. Or sometimes I just pass them to Aaron, and Aaron just keeps them. You know, I don't need them back. Sometimes we pass them completely. Sometimes we pass and pass. You know, it's not about how many clients can I have. It's about who can we help. If I
Mhm.
can't help you, let me get you somebody that can.
Who can we serve?
That's right.
Yes.
That's where this power of this directory is going to come in. Now it is just starting, and as of right now, we have a total of 2 coaches in that directory.
Woohoo.
There is a
Everything is
form.
a baby step.
That's right. There is a form to fill out. It's in the description below. You fill out that form, and there's 2 ways to get onto this directory. Like I said, the first 1,000 people will get in for free. After that, there will be a small charge for it. We don't even know what it's going to be yet. Like I said, like Mary said, it's just being created. Okay? But it's going to be powerful. Now, Ramsey has closed down the preferred status. And so we're still Ramsey coaches. We're just not preferred anymore because they want to change things up. That's fine. So a lot of coaches were in a Ramsey community, which is being shut down. And a lot of the coaches are going, where do I go next? And so a lot of coaches are bringing up communities and different things like that. A lot of those communities are Ramsey coaches only. We
Mhm.
want to bring all coaches together.
Right.
We don't want to restrict it to just financial coaches because you know what? I have a problem. I can't seem to get past this idiot that keeps pounding on my door. I want to just shoot him already, but I can't because I'll go to jail. Can you help me through that? Now, a financial coach might not, but if you get to a coach that specializes in that, then yes, they can. That's the power of the directory. You'll
Mhm.
have resources that's untapped. Now, I'm a coach in 5 and soon to be 6 things right now. Mary's a coach in I don't know how many things. We all have several things we do. Aaron is a coach in several things I don't know. We all have specialties, and that's the key. What is your specialty? How can you
Mhm.
serve your client?
bring it back around, it is what we've been talking about. It is that coming to realize who we can help, because the hardest thing to do, we all know it, the hardest thing to do is ask somebody for help, to admit that there's something you need help with. And when you get to talk about money, oh my gosh, that hits every part of your life. And that's why it's so important to be able to connect with someone and to develop that know, like, and trust factor to make those connections. That is what's going to serve these people well. And that's the purpose of a consultation,
Yep.
to see if you guys match up.
Yep.
Because
And
not
with the
everybody does.
directory, and with the director, we can all look at that and saying, okay, hey,
Right.
here's Mary that works in the medical field, and the questions you have, you know, pertaining to some type of expenses from some surgery or something, there's always a someone we can reach out to.
Yeah.
What a great, powerful thing to help clients, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
And Mary, you said a key thing. You were saying, a lot of us are financial coaches.
Mhm.
You said people don't like to talk. There's 3 taboo areas that you don't talk about: religion, politics, and money.
Mhm.
For those financial coaches out there, you know the struggles when you're talking about money.
Yep.
Yeah, I need help, but I'll give you these details. Oh, I forgot about this too. Oh, I forgot about this. No, you didn't forget about it. You don't trust me. All the issues financial coaches have because people don't want to open up on that. Well, there's 3 taboo areas you don't talk about. And most of us, we talk about 2. Thankfully, we don't do 3. So the thing is the director really helps you out. The nice thing is talking about connection, talking about growth, talking about how powerful connections are. We had a community on a private website. We have moved that. And the beginning of the year, we started the transition of moving it into a different community. It's right here on YouTube. That's right, the YouTube community. We're making it more easy accessible to everybody. Now, currently, all you have to do is click the community tab and join in. There's going to be a point, and we're going to use hashtags so that it specializes things out. There's a blog in there that'll tell you kind of how to help you out so that your posts can get higher viewing. Hashtags are a great way. There's going to be a point when the community is going to be partial open and partial locked, where it's going to give you even more features. And then there's going to be even a better, so the community is going to grow, and that's set by YouTube standards. So YouTube's community has certain levels that you go with a community. So we were honored to be allowed to do a community this early. Usually with 145 subscribers, you cannot have a community. But Absolute Awaken has been here for a very long time, that they have given us access to doing the community. Usually you have to have 500 subscribers to have a community. Now at 500 subscribers, we will have a better community. And at 1,000, we're going to have even a better one. But we do have access to a community. So we are
So
moving.
like and subscribe, y'all. Tell your friends and neighbors.
That's right. And join the community because, it's going to be an awesome thing because it is wonderful. And a lot of coaches are out there looking for, where do I connect? Come on in.
Well, the thing I like, David, about the community is the coaches connection that we do on Friday, the free part of the community. Y'all, it is just coaches coming together, kind of debriefing, and hey, I've got this issue that I'm thinking about, or something's going on, and the rest of us can help. We all come together. Whenever we come together to serve, whether we're serving in our businesses, serving our own clients, or we are serving one another as we connect in these coaches connections. And you can't beat free. Your only investment is time
That's
and
right.
your brain, you know.
Yeah. Now we have some people that just show up. They're there. And unless you physically call on them, they're just there. But most of the people, they have something to say.
Some of us always have something to say.
And, so that's one of the biggest keys. And I love your smile. Um, because what Mary said made me smile too.
That's my goal. I have to make somebody laugh at least once a day.
Well, I don't know. For you guys out there, if you've seen a lady coming to you with some paddles, and I'm not talking hitting paddles, I'm talking shocking paddles.
Could be hitting pals.
If you see a lady coming to you with some shocking paddles, that's something to get excited about because you're about ready to get a charge that's going to be rememberable.
Yeah. Some of the people that I've shocked literally in my job don't remember it. But this is a whole different avenue.
That's right. When your finances get shocked into a transformation, how can you not remember that?
Right. Yes. I had somebody ask me the other day, I'm like, they didn't like, not that they didn't like, they didn't understand why I was Money Coach Mary RN. Why should I listen to a nurse talk about my money? And he said, because I'm proof the system works. I'm a walking testimony of how well this works. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah.
One of the biggest things you have to remember, and many people can attest to this, 10% of this world is poor. 10% of this world is rich. 80% is the middle class. Now, it does not matter how much you make. Some people say middle class is $30,000 a year, is what you have to make to be middle class. That's the bare minimum I've heard. Some of the people, the government says $50,000 is middle class. However, some people are making $200,000 a year, and that's still middle class. How do you justify if you're middle class or if you're rich?
I think it's all in your mindset.
How much money do you have in your bank? Because most people, even when they have $200,000, they still don't have much in their bank. 80% of this world lives paycheck to paycheck no matter how much they make. That's middle class.
Mm-hmm.
When you make $200,000 a year and you have $2, $3, $4, $5 million, yeah, you're rich.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you make the money, it's that you know how to manage the money.
Right. Absolutely.
That's what separates middle class from rich. It's not the amount you make, it's how do you manage it.
Yeah, that's a question I always ask my clients. They're like, I make this payment and I'm good with that. I'm like, okay, so you'd rather continue to make payments than not because you feel like you're making enough to do that. You're making enough to make your payments. What happens if something happens? And like, well, but I make money. But what if you don't make money?
Mhm.
Yep.
I know one
Exactly like
guy.
you said, right? What if COVID hits
Right,
and you can't
Mhm.
work or whatever,
right,
right? And
right.
I like the way you talked about that, Mary, about how people's way of thinking, right? And that's
Mhm,
where sometimes it takes the deeper questions
mhm,
about why they
right.
feel that way. Because I mean, we all know. You see it on television, you see it on advertisements and all that stuff. It's normal to have
Yes.
debt. It's normal to have a car payment,
It's so convenient.
you know?
They make the payments convenient.
Mhm.
And
I don't like
so
paying
I used to make $30,000 and I drove a raggedy car. But now I make $100,000. I can drive a Mercedes. I can drive a Lamborghini. I can't afford a Lamborghini, but I can afford the payments. And they make the payments so stretched out that the cars never last that long.
Right.
So all you're doing is rolling over what you couldn't pay before.
Mm-hmm.
I know this one guy. He had, I want to say he had $3 million worth of properties. He had $1 million paid off. He only owed $2 more million. And he was doing very well. He thought he was rich. Matter of fact, he had a Jaguar. He always dreamed of a Jaguar. He had a Jaguar. But he couldn't afford a Jaguar. But he could afford the payments. Well, guess what? Tragedy happened. Even though he was ahead on all his payments, the banks called him on all his notes. Because as a business, they can do that. Your first house, they can't, but your second house is now a business, and they can do it on your second house and all other properties. He couldn't afford the payment, to pay it off, and so he lost everything. So with that being said, it really doesn't matter how much you make. That's not what determines how you are. Would you rather pay interest or would you rather earn interest?
That's what I tell my clients too. When you're making a payment on something, you are paying more than that's worth. You're paying for the convenience of having it now instead of actually owning it. And you're taking on the risk, no matter what it was. But when you save money, you're more like a banker because the banks use your money to lend to other people. So I don't know about you. I'd rather be a banker.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather put it in and save it. And I'm the banker.
Yep. And the whole thing goes like this. If you want to make car payments, you can. But you own the car, so you own a clunker first. Paid off. Well, then I can get another car. No. But you make payments. You make those payments into your own account, separated, and call it your car fund.
A high yield savings.
That's right. And when it builds up, where you can go buy cash, then you go buy cash. But you don't tell them you're buying cash. There's a whole different way we do that. And a coach will help you. But you save it up, you buy it cash, you don't pay any interest, and instead of paying, you've been earning interest. Now you spend all your money, you start building it up again. So you still have a car payment, you just pay it to yourself. You earn instead of spend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
Then you have, oh, go ahead.
So I'm doing a teen curriculum. I took one of my networking mentors. I was talking to her about doing this. She goes, "Oh, do that for my kids." I'm like, "What?" So I did. And she goes, "This is a testimony to what it does when we help people." Because she and I talked about coaching, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't think I can do coaching." And I'm like, "Okay." But she came back to me and she goes, "You know what? My kids are still talking about what you taught them. So I want to talk to you about my stuff. We have an appointment next week."
That's awesome.
David, did you see Kimberly's?
She's more than welcome to join.
What needs to happen? I have no idea.
Um, let me get that. Actually, I can't. Just send her that link. Because I can't. I can't send the link right now.
Okay.
This episode, just so everybody knows, anybody could, usually we only have one special guest here. This one here today, it was opened up to any coach is able to come on to this special event, this grand opening event. We always want to welcome the YouTube community to be able to ask questions, to post comments, to do anything. And we, as you see today, we bring it live. But today is a special event. This is the grand opening, and all coaches were welcome to actually come on to our actual video. So you're able to come in. The only thing is we wouldn't be able to do a sound check coming in now, but definitely able to come in.
That's okay. We're going to go with it.
Yep, exactly. That's what I say. Come on in. Okay, so
I'm
that
making
link
the
that was
executive decision.
that link that was posted is only for coaches. So if you're a coach, you're more than welcome to come in through that link. If you're not a coach, please don't come in. Just post into the community. Or not in the community, in the live chat.
Yeah. So I gave her the link. We'll see.
Yeah. So we may see a couple more people plop in here, which is completely fine.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Come on, y'all.
Bring it on.
Party. Let's get this party started.
But moving forward, just so everybody knows, you're more than welcome. This is going to be interactive constantly, the whole entire hour. Before it was just the second half hour was interactive. This is going to be interactive the whole entire time. And welcome to the room, Kimberly.
Nice. It worked. Hey.
Yeah, everyone.
I like your Hawaii picture better than mine. It's more active.
Yes, I'm surprised it's active because I got it from the Zoom thing, so that's
I
fun.
thought you were actually there.
Nope. I'm still in Boise, and we actually got a little bit of snow today. So,
but David, for a whole 6-8 months, he thought I was always calling from Hawaii. So
No, I knew you also weren't in Hawaii, but it was funny. Matter of fact, on one of our podcasts, I think this was one of the old ones, Real Talk at the Round Table. I actually mentioned to him something about being in Hawaii. He's like, I'm not in Hawaii. I was like, I know you don't live there, but you're there right now. He's like, no, I'm not. I was like, oh.
He gets all sand in the laptop and stuff, It's not good.
Well, I don't think too much sand, a lot of water, because, him surfing and, oops.
Well, and Kimberly mentioned about snow, so a lot of people don't know this, but on the big island of Hawaii, we get enough snow that my friends and we did go up and they actually ski and snowboard and
Oh, I could see that. Skiing down a slope, right into the water, and then go surfing.
Yeah, your sled turns into skis as you hit a certain level on the mountain. So, Kimberly had a great comment about when we were talking about being savings versus debt.
yeah. So when you have debt, you're building Pharaoh's empire and not God's.
That's so true. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. The Israelites, for 400 years, they were slaves in Egypt, and they were building Pharaoh's army with bricks that sometimes they can't even afford, especially when Moses came along and got the Pharaoh angry. So the faster you can pay off that debt, the better.
And hopefully with Moses, he had a big guy on his side that scared Pharaoh even a little bit more. It's like, fine, just take the people. Don't hurt me no more. Don't keep sending these curses and these troubles. Just take the people already. Okay.
Oh, but it took him a while.
It took him a while. But
didn't happen the first time.
No.
It's almost like clients that we work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes, for instance, I have a couple clients I work with. It took them a year to reconnect with me before they figure they want to really do something.
Yeah.
So same
Aaron, I
thing,
just
right?
picked up one that we connected a year and a half ago.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm.
You know, and
And
I was talking to another coach, and he had a good point. He said he coaches the way Jesus was when Jesus was on earth. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And he said, so what did he do when he was here? He asked questions and he told stories.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow. I mean, he did other things too, but the main
it's
thing
that
he
whole
did
water and
was
wine thing. That
exactly.
really-
You know, I got pulled over one time, and I had a bottle covered up with a bag, and I was, drinking it. And the officer asked, he says, "Is that wine?" Oh no, he says, "Is that alcohol?" "No, it's water, sir." "Smells like wine to me." Praise Jesus, he did it again.
It's a miracle.
Oh goodness.
Of course, that's only a joke, but I'm sorry, I just had to.
Hmm.
I don't know, David. The way I'm looking at this, you and I have the plain backgrounds, and then we've got the Hawaii's underneath. I'm like,
Mhm.
Oh, that's a good point.
can I say I'm jealous? Because it's like, well, we reached 27 today. It was 19 before.
Well, you gave a good idea. Oops.
We shall get different Hawaii backgrounds, or we should just
What
go to the island
what'll
and
happen?
broadcast from there.
What'll happen is one of these episodes coming up, and I don't know when, but I'm just going to say it now. One of these episodes, we're going to do a special event in Hawaii. Aaron is going to be the host. He is going to host us there. He's going to show non-Hawaiian people how to actually have real Hawaiian fun. And we're all going to be there. It's going to be a great party, and we're going to make
We
it a
got the hook.
huge live event.
We got the hookup.
That's right. He
I've
knows
never
people.
been. My paternal grandmother, she was born in Hawaii.
Oh, she was.
Mm,
I do have a little Hawaiian in me.
So
awesome.
then, Kimberly, I'm just going to say this right now. When this event happens, you're coming.
Absolutely. My future
Make it the
son-in-law
same
is
week.
part Hawaiian, and
Mm.
he forever calls me that white woman. I'm like, dude, you're not in the family yet.
I have a funny story. I was actually called Mr. Hawaiian. So I was a taxi driver in Arizona, and a taxi driver is a subcontract. We rent the car, and we get to go out and make clients. Now, it's more expensive than renting a regular car because we're renting a business car, right? But anyhow, policy is you have to have a button-down shirt, and there's certain things that we have to follow in policy. But the only policy was we had to have a button-down shirt. We had to look professional. So I always wore Hawaiian style shirts. They weren't from Hawaii; they were Hawaiian style. They were buttoned down, but they had trees or nice settings, right?
Yeah, like tourists, right?
Yeah. My philosophy was you always don't have a positive attitude. And when you're down, when you're negative, look at your shirt. How can you stay negative? Now, if I was negative, I did not go out because if I'm negative, I'm not going to make no money. So I had people ask me all the time, how come you're always positive? Aren't you a real person? Yeah, but I'm not going to make no money, so I'm not going to go out. You won't see me, right? They told me I had to change because I was doing so well, jealousy and envy, people getting jealous of, how I was doing so well. And they said I had to change my shirt because it was not professional. It needs to be solid color. I was like, no. In the handbook, it says button down. It does not say solid color. I'm within policy. So they called me Mr. Hawaiian to try to get me to change. But guess what? I ran with the name. I made business cards that said Mr. Hawaiian. I'd go into a bar and people say, Mr. Hawaiian. They would skip the cab line and take me because I was Mr. Hawaiian. I actually had a person that went to Hawaii and actually got me a real Hawaiian shirt. And when they came back, they gave me, so I had one real Hawaiian shirt. That was so awesome. It was my favorite shirt. I still have it today. One button is missing, but I still have it. But yeah, that's my story of being called Mr. Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii once, never actually wasn't born there, nothing like that. I'm not really Mr. Hawaiian, but they called me Mr. Hawaiian because of my shirts.
We were there last year, and you cannot take in all of beauty in one trip.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, and when it's a beautiful sunset, and you look at God's creation, and you're looking at all this beauty, and it's nothing compared to what we'll see in the future.
No kidding.
You know,
Our hotel was on the other side, so I saw sunrises.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know me, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning anyway.
I have a video. I wasn't there to take it, but I have this video that was on the internet, and this guy was surfing, and there was a shark underneath him. He had no clue. He was surfing. He was having a good old time, and there's a shark underneath. Now, I've talked to you, Aaron, a lot. I love talking to you. You're great. And that's a common thing. Surfers are worried about sharks, but they're not worried because they know that they don't have much to worry about.
Yeah, because usually there's 20 other people there, so yes, you have to just be faster swimmer than 19 of them.
One person.
Mhm. And if anybody has any, cuts or anything, they're the ones going to be taken out, not you. So,
My favorite thing was the turtles came up and swam with us. I was trying to do the turtle experience, and I messed up the times and stuff. But we just went out on the beach, and the turtles were coming up. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't. Okay, this worked out.
it always works out.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you have him on your side, how can you go wrong?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's the power of, getting connected. You get to know people, know, like, and trust. Being present, seeing them a lot, you get to know them. Eventually, you get to like them. Or you like to hate them. Either way, you get to like them. Then after that, you get to trust them. Now, the average philosophy, they say, 20 times of seeing them, they know them.
Mm-hmm.
20 times of knowing them, they like them. And anywhere between 20 and 60 times, they trust them. So
Trust is earned, not given.
let me just give you a little secret. Keep going. Keep being there. Today, we had, I can't see on YouTube the number, but from what I see here, we have a total of 9 people that were in here. We have 4 people currently. All you have to do is be here. Now, out of those 9 people, Tiffany, Kimberly, Mary, Aaron, and me, we are the ones that made ourselves known. So we have 5 people. So out of those other 4 people, just make yourself known. Just be there. They're like, hey. Even if all you do is say hi,
Don't lurk.
you're getting to be known, or you're getting to be known first of all, and then they're gonna be like, I go to that room all the time, and I see Kimberly is there like most of the time. I want to get to know her. And in chat, all of a sudden, hey Kimberly, what kind of coach are you?
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly can say, I'm in the directory. Or like, you can, mention it. In the description below, there is a way that you can register. When you register, it's going to give your business name, your website. It will have your option for your phone number if you want to make it public. It will be posted in the description below. If you are not live in the room, it will be deleted from the description. So it will only be in the description during the current live showing, but it will not be for viewing later. In order to stay on there, you have to be in the room. So register and then be in the room, and it'll stay in the room. If you want to become part of the registry that we are making, which is going to be public information, anybody can get it. All you have to do is subscribe and register, and it'll be in that directory that you'll be in there. Like I said, the first 1,000 people are going to get in for free. Free advertising? Come on now. Who doesn't want that free advertising? Now, if you subscribe and then unsubscribe, your name also comes out of the directory. So don't just subscribe to get in and then unsubscribe, because when I see that unsubscribe, you come out of the directory as well.
It's the cost of being known.
That's right.
It's
Well,
brave.
look at-
It's brave and courageous to put yourself out there.
It is true.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was sending out the email and the posts and stuff to these coaches. I'm like, who doesn't want free advertising? You're going to get advertising if you come in.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all in business. And would you rather not have some free advertising than paying for it?
That's right.
We're financial coaches. We're all about the free.
That's right. Being frugal. And just to mention, in this show right now, 2 people registered. If you look in the description, there's 2 people in the description. Now, these 2 people are going to stay in there forever because, guess what? They're here. They're both in Hawaii. Aaron and Kimberly. They were the 2 that registered. So they're listed in the description below. Now, I was missing 2 fields. They will be added into the thing, into the form, so that you can put those 2 fields in as well. Just remember that when it asks you phone number, that is public. If you put it there, it will be your public phone number. So if you have a private phone number that you don't mind sharing with me, don't put that there, because this is not private. This is going to be public. This is what's going to go in the registry, okay? Or on here. Now, if you fill out that registry and you say, yes, I subscribe, you're going into the registry, okay? As long as I see that you're in the registry or in the subscription. But it does send me an email, everybody that subscribes and unsubscribes. So we want to help everybody out. We don't want people to cheat the system.
Cheaters never prosper.
Nope. It always comes back to you. Mary and myself, we love each and every one of you. Your love for us, liking this video, coming to all the different podcasts, all the different live casts, all the different community events, the more you come to, the more we love you. I mean, we love you anyhow. But your support really helps us.
Mm-hmm.
When you like each of these videos, when you share the videos, when you subscribe, every single thing you're doing, sharing the links, you are really helping us out. And we love you for that. You are helping us grow. And the only reason we love to grow is because we can touch more people. We are only here to help people out. I can't help everybody. Mary can't help everybody. Kimberly can't help everybody. Aaron can't help everybody. But together, we can help everybody. And that's not just the 4 of us, that's every single person that is a coach. Whether you're a money coach, whether you're a Tony Robbins coach, whether you're a transformation, ICF, I don't care what kind of coach you are. And hint, hint, also PQ is coming. I'm in PQ training now, as well as a couple other people that's in here. So the thing is we don't stop when we have a coaching thing. We keep growing. We keep adding to what we do. Because the more we add, the more we can help out. And that's all we're here for, is to help out.
Amen.
That's why you like and subscribe. You all tell your friends and neighbors. Let's grow this baby.
That's right. And get that free advertising.
Yeah.
Get that free advertising. Be one of the first 1,000 subscribers. Join in and get on that directory.
And any coaches out there who want to be part of our guests, DM me and you'll get in there. We'll make it happen.
Yep. And there's also going to be a form you can fill out that'll send her like, hey, I'm here. Get me. And that's all in the description. So make sure you keep coming back for more because it's not going to stop anytime soon.
We're growing like a weed.
Any
It's a good
final
weed.
comments, Aaron or Kimberly?
No, thank you for having me on and continually growing this.
I got nothing.
Now, just so you guys know, Aaron is actually going to be our special guest the first week of March. The funny thing is, he was going to be a special guest today, anyhow, but then we changed this to the re-grand opening. So we were going to have multiple coaches, so we didn't want to take his spot, so we gave him a different one. So you're going to actually see an exclusive based on his topic coming March 4th. Exactly 5 episodes away. You don't want to miss that. And Kimberly was on our very first new Breaking Chains and Taking Names. And she's going to be coming back as well. I don't know when. You got to talk to Kimberly and Mary about that. But I know she'll be back eventually.
That's true.
So just keep paying attention to the people coming. We are working on putting a calendar together that's going to be public access. You're going to be able to see all the names of each person coming. And you're going to be able to see all the different things going on. Currently, every Friday, we have a coaches connection, which that link is going to be changing. It will be in the description later on today. Right now, the link is where you have to register. It's going to be a new link where you don't have to register. It's going to be connected into, I'm a leader on Alignable, and it's going to be a Alignable event as well as all the people that currently go, as well as it's going to be listed on calendars and different things like that. So it's for all coaches to connect and chat. There's no agenda, there's no restrictions, there's no nothing. Well, there's a restriction, you got to be a coach, but other than that, that's it. And that's every
One
Friday.
tiny restriction.
Yeah, just tiny. Any final words, Mary?
Y'all just do the dang thing and let's grow this puppy and together.
And I'll make one comment. So beginning of March on that Wednesday when I have my spot, just to let everybody know, my topic is not going to be about if you put pineapple on something, it doesn't make it Hawaiian. So it won't be about that.
Even
But
though
that's
from
what
what
I always heard.
even though what I found out is that is a fact. And from what I understand, pineapple in Hawaii is not the same as pineapple we get here. Same with
Ooh,
coconut.
that is true.
That is true.
I never liked pineapple, and one of my future son-in-laws made me try it when we were over there. I'm like, oh my gosh. And he's like, I told you. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, look
Not
at
that
the
I'm a regular pineapple eater now, but I'm not as opposed to it as I was.
Mhm. Look at the fun we had, y'all. Make sure you come back for more. They're going to be fun and entertaining every single week, and we have different topics every week. So come on back for more. And thank you for joining this grand opening for Breaking
Let's break
Chains.
some chains and take some names.
That's right.